What is up, you guys? It's been a while. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, whatever you guys celebrate. I wish you guys the best. This has been an amazing 2020. I'm going to do an actual wrap up of the entire year, but 2020 has been amazing. This channel just crossed 3,000 subscribers for the year, which is really huge to me. And our second channel, Traders Helping Traders, actually just surpassed 2,000 subscribers, and that's only 8 weeks old. So thank you guys so much for the support from the bottom of my heart. It really means a lot to me. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Apple. This is going to be a little bit more of a trading video. I want to go over why I called out Apple about 2 or 3 weeks ago on this channel as a free swing trade for you guys. And I want to talk about how I knew it was going to go up to about $138, $140, which we are approaching now. I said by January, and we're about 2 days off. So we still could push up to 140. But I want to talk about that. I want to go over why I took this trade, why I saw that this was happening, and how you can use really my strategy to find your own setups. And if you're somebody who is a long-term investor, it's still important to kind of watch these videos so you get an understanding of how to look at trends at least, and maybe find some major resistances and support. So thank you guys so much for all of the support within 2020. Hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. It really means a lot to me, and it helps small YouTubers like myself grow, and I am excited for 2021. So overall on Apple, you guys can see here, if I remove all of my drawings but this, we had a really strong bullish pendant that was forming. Now, pendants, they are a continuation pattern. So when you see a pattern like this that is symmetrically squeezing, it means that we are usually going to get a continuation of whatever the trend was before. So if we zoom out, obviously the trend on Apple for the past year, even before Rona, has been up. It's just been consistently going up, which is a really good sign for when we see these patterns forming. Now we have, resistances that are slowly making their way down. We're making lower highs, and we have supports that are slowly making their way up. And we start to get a bit of a squeeze. Kind of think of like pressure. If you were to, give pressure to one side and then pressure to the other side, and it meets together at like the head, which is what this little apex is right here. I can go ahead and highlight it. We usually get a break. Now, either a break to the upside or a break to the downside. Now, in this case, like I said, it's a continuation pattern. So if we are getting a break, I'm thinking it's going to be to the upside. Overall, too, we haven't seen much movement in Apple in the past couple of months. You can see here, the first step was the breakout up to most recent resistance of $125 at the time. We took this really nice breakout. This was the first time that I played it, which was about 6.5%. We took this breakout, we tapped this, and we actually rejected 2 or 3 times at 125. We had a nice pullback, bounced at support, pushed right through $135 or $125 up to our next resistance, which is right here at $130. I'm going to zoom in a little closer so you guys can get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. So this is where we came up. We rejected multiple times here at 125, pulled back, pushed up, hit $130, rejected a couple of times. This was the second time that we played this, about 4.5%, before falling back, hitting support of 125, recovering, pushing up to 130, pushing up to 135, and now we are breaking out into potentially, we'll see how things go this week, but potentially to all-time highs. So if I'm somebody who has invested this, or not, I shouldn't say invested, but if I'm somebody who is trading this, I would personally be exiting my final position right here around $138 to $140. And this can happen with plenty of things. Let's take a look at something like Amazon is setting up the same way. Amazon is up huge today, and I'm really upset I didn't get into it, but same thing, big bullish pennant, big breakout of resistance at 3,250. We're probably going to see Amazon tomorrow up at about 3,000, potentially 3,400, and then a move up to 3,552. Let's take a look at something like Facebook. Same thing, big bullish pennant. This one, we actually had a couple of fake outs to the downside, but we took a big push up. We're going to have resistance at 290 and then a final resistance at 300 before breaking out to all-time highs, setting up really nicely. Let's take a look at Netflix. Same thing, nice pennant, big breakout, bounce off support. Probably going to see Netflix at 540 tomorrow into this week, and then probably by the middle of January to end of January up at $580. Overall, These are the types of things that I look for. And then when you can couple that with, for the past couple of weeks, big money has been buying the living crap out of this FANG and the S&P 500 and Apple, that gives you a nice confirmation that this type of move is really going to be happening. Now, these big moves, like if you look at Apple here, we have had, let's see, how many days? So in about 30 days, we've had about a 15% move, which for something like Apple is actually very big. These usually don't just happen because the stock decides to break out. These types of move are usually catalyst driven. Now, there are three main catalysts that are pushing the market right now. The type of older news is the vaccine. So the fact that Pfizer and Moderna have gotten their vaccines approved by the FDA, they're getting people to take their vaccines all around the world. It's being shipped all over the United States. This is where we saw the market, but more specifically too, tech in general kind of take this first push up. Then we started to get potential stimulus news. This is where we saw a next push up. And then the stimulus news started to kind of falter and crater. Past couple of weeks, they just couldn't get a deal done. Then we saw this kind of pullback overall in the market, and Apple is one of the biggest companies within the market, so it's going to lag and pull the S&P 500 down. Then we got news last week about the Apple iCar potentially coming out in 2024. That was a huge catalyst that pushed this thing up about 10% before having a good consolidation period. And then now we, in the past 2 days are up about 5% because while the stimulus news was baked into the price of the stock market already, the stimulus deal is done, finalized. Trump signed it yesterday. And on top of that, they're going to be pushing for an extra $1,400 per person in government stimulus. So overall, it's those types of catalysts that are pushing the market up to new highs and pushing things like Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and the market in general essentially up to new highs. So overall, that is what I look for. And guess what? Here's the thing. I'm not always right. I made that video that said Apple $140 by January. In this case, I was right, but I could have been wrong. So that's another thing that you have to think about. Overall, guys, thank you so much for the support in 2020. It really means a lot to me. Hit the like button, subscribe to this channel if you'll be a part of my private stock market academy. Get access to all of my trades and investments live as soon as I take them. Get to live stream with me like this every single morning from 9:15 to 10:15. You get to access 60 hours of courses and lectures, everything to take you from an absolute beginner all the way up to my skill level. Thank you guys so much for everything. Your support means a lot to me. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.